Hello, my name is Steve Watkins. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of LifeScape, and I welcome you to We Are LifeScape. I'm very excited to have this opportunity to talk to you today as you start these new classes, as you get the new orientation into the different things that we do here at LifeScape. So let's get moving, and we'll tell you a little bit about LifeScape. Let's start with our humble origins. In the early 1950s, we broke ground for the facility that is currently on 26th Street that take care of our children. Originally formed to take care of the children with polio. In 1958, we opened up our first facility taking care of adults. We've since grown to be able to take care of specialty needs and medically complex care for both children and adults, and effectively we're now known as LifeScape. Here you'll see a map of South Dakota. This indicates all the different regions that we have in either outreach programs to or individuals that are coming to see us. Almost 61 counties at this point in time that we're servicing with children or adults. We also interact with over 40 school districts in the state of South Dakota. As you can see, we're pretty broad-based, having our facility in Sioux Falls, as well as a facility over in Rapid City and another one down in Sioux City. Next, I'd like to walk you through the various services that we offer here at LifeScape. I think will be beneficial as you try to understand not only the job that you may have, but the opportunity for advancement throughout all of LifeScape. There's a lot of different opportunities that are available here. Our first one we want to talk about is our Children's Specialty Hospital. We have an 18-bed hospital that serves medically complex needs, potentially traumatic brain injuries, etc., going from basically infant up to 21 years of age. Next up is our Intermediate Care Facility, commonly known as the ICF. We have 96 licenses with roughly about 60 beds actually in play right now. With that, we end up having kids basically stay in these locations residential. They're both medically complex residential as well as behavioral residential. And in virtually all instances, these kids are coming from someplace too far away for their moms and dads to bring them every day. So they actually stay with us, or in certain instances, these kids may be challenged enough that they can't stay at home. And so effectively we become their long-term family as we work through the different treatments that we need to do and the different therapies. And it ends up basically being home for these kids over a period of time. Next up, we have our specialty school. There's roughly 120 kids that attend our specialty school. Obviously those kids in the ICF attend the specialty school, but we also have kids that drive from as far as 60 miles away to attend our specialty care school. And they may come in on the bus, their mom and dad may drop them off. We try to have this school be just like any other school for not only the kids that attend, but also the parents. So we have homecoming dances, we have homecoming parades, Halloween parades, all the events that you might normally see as you attend school in any type of environment. One of the unique things about this school is that these kids are really not only medically complex, but they might be complex in that they have physical disabilities as well. In a lot of instances where the physical disabilities exist, the individual that is effectively trapped in those disabilities has full cognitive understanding. And so with that, we work really hard on trying to figure out how to allow those people to come out of that shell. And we work with retinal recognition. It's technology that allows these kids to be able to speak back to individuals based on where their retina lands on a screen. We also use some other different types of communication opportunities to allow these kids to actually have different conversations with each other. One of the cool things about this school is really set up for kids that have not only complex care, but they may have disabilities associated with those complex care. And our whole entire goal in this school is to allow these kids to be what they want to be as they grow up. And part of that is a use of technology to allow these kids to have interactions and conversations with people that without that technology they would have been very isolated in. So as you get a chance to see our schools, you'll get a chance to see a number of different kids out there, great kids, and I hope you get a chance to take a tour. I'm going to take a step out of the picture here because I'd like you to be able to see these pictures of the kids that we have. We have 3 specialty care outpatient clinics servicing roughly 250 people a day. We have locations not only in Sioux Falls but also Rapid City and Sioux Falls. Key thing in this is that the clinics provide what we call multidisciplinary care for kids with multiple issues. And what I'm referring to there is that one individual child may need pediatric physical, speech, behavioral, and occupational therapy, psychology, maybe has an eating or swallowing disorder, also has some augmentative communication needs, seating opportunities in terms of mobility, and obviously sensory integration where we're starting to focus on autism, which is one of the fastest growing issues our community faces. We also provide family support services. We're showing the therapy pool here in the 26th Street location. But the family support services are really designed to allow the families to work with their children or their adults and keep them at home, keep them in an environment they feel safe and comfortable in. And that really is a goal of ours long term, is to not really have individuals either in the hospital or the ICF stay too long and really migrate them back into the family environment where they came. And this program is specifically designed for that. We also have a Pathways to Life program brought to you by LifeScape. And what that is that's taking a teenage or young adult individual and helping them with life skills that will allow them to integrate better into the community, helping them understand how to work a checkbook, how to understand how to plan for a day of going to work and doing the travel planning and those kinds of things. And so it's a great opportunity as our children come either through the school, obviously through the hospital, through the school, and now are getting older. Great opportunity for those kids that can do these kinds of things to get them educated and feeling comfortable about moving into the community and understanding different work opportunities and those kinds of things. Obviously, once those kids have had those kinds of training through Pathways, then we want to actually support them as they go into the workplace. And so we do support a number of individuals who have gone through the Pathways process and now looking at actually having a job as an adult. And we want to make sure that that works for them, so we'll have other individuals attend, make sure that they understand the process, they understand the training, that they feel comfortable in the environment that we're working, and make sure the opportunities for communication are open, so we can make sure that these individuals are successful in their lives going forward. We offer adult day services. Almost 450 adults, mainly in the Sioux Falls area, have an opportunity to come and participate in day services. We've got a few locations here in Sioux Falls, and predominantly what that does is for individuals that may not be able to perform quite to the standard that needed to be working in the community. This still gives that individual purpose. This gives mom and dad a comfort level that the lives of these adults matter. And so these adults are transported to our different facilities. They have an opportunity to do various learning events. They have an opportunity to do some games, sing-alongs. We feed them lunch, and really give them purpose in their day. And so this is one of our bigger services that we provide to the local community. We also offer adult residential services, as you can see. We have 38 homes we either own or we're renting, where adults have the opportunity to stay. Through our foundation, they help contribute to offsetting rent cost, food cost, and daily necessities. With that, you can see the population we serve is almost 300 adults in the community, plus another 100 plus that are able to live in their own home, but we go and visit them and make sure that they're doing okay and have all the things that they need. One of the things I wanted to point out was just how complex some of the kids are that we see here. And so we have this graph and basically took the data over the last year. And in taking that data, we realized that we saw over 300 different individual diagnoses with the kids we saw. But what makes us unique from a Sanford, a Vera, or a Rapid City Regional is that we're really focused on medically and physically complex children. And in this case, what we're trying to demonstrate is that we have 563 children that have 3 individual diagnoses. And that might be a physical limitation, it might be a behavioral limitation, or it could be a medical limitation. And so these kids are medically complex, and that really becomes the special in our special hospital and our specialty clinics that we offer here at LifeScape. One thing I'd like to call out, and we talked about a little bit with the clinic, is the uniqueness of what we do. And as you can see right here, we're the only multidisciplinary clinic available for pediatric or children in the state of South Dakota. And we offer a whole list of different individuals and qualifications to try to help those children. We actually have a document and that kind of calls out all the different services that we bring together. Cranial asymmetry, feeding clinics, swallowing disorders, constipation clinics, etc. There's a whole host of different things that we bring that collectively help these kids that have these medically complex, physically complex diagnosis. And so we just wanted to reference that just so you get a better understanding of the kids that we tend to see. A couple things I wanted to briefly talk about before we end this. Is our mission statement. This pretty much says it all, that we empower children and adults with disabilities to lead fulfilling lives. We also have the vision, all people are valued and respected. Those two go together to help you better understand what it is we're going to be asking from you and really what our mission is on a daily basis. A couple things we wanted to point out: we are heavily dependent on Medicaid. What's that mean? That's the money that we get both from the state and the federal government in terms of helping these individuals. Again, there's some of the most vulnerable people in the state, in the region, and without this type of funding, they wouldn't be able to get this kind of care. Also, we have a foundation. The foundation generates roughly $2 million a year that's allowed for us to go out and buy new lifts, to be able to remodel homes, to be able to do those kinds of things that, quite frankly, the federal and the state agencies aren't willing to help support. So we have a fundraising arm, and you'll probably hear a lot more about that as we go forward. And lastly, on this piece of it, we have over 1,600 volunteers that want to be here at LifeScape, want to help the kids, want to help the adults. And quite frankly, we wouldn't be able to do it without those volunteers helping us do what we do and complete our mission every day. The last piece of it, we have a great asset. Obviously, it's you. We do employ over 1,100 staff. We are the 10th largest employer in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and we have and I have to tell you, we have one of the best teams available to help complete the mission and make sure that the kids and the adults of LifeScape get the care that not only they need, but the care they deserve. We want to make sure that always happens. And so, again, you'll hear more about that as we go forward. So lastly, I'd like to thank you for becoming a part of the LifeScape family. It means a lot to me that you're here, and I'm looking forward to meeting you live. Thanks again for joining the LifeScape family.